life in whiskey, it's a show. Real smoke rides the breeze just so. A puff of wisdom with a sip of fun, guiding through the shadows till the day is done. Inhale the stories, let the laughter run. Real smoke's how all the good times are spun. With a draw and a swirl, watch the worries fade. Mick and Charles.
Welcome to the Real Smoke Podcast with your hosts, Mick and Charles, the podcast that's all about real people, real cigars, and real smoke. Coming to you live from the Real Smoke Virtual Cigar Lounge, bringing you the best of cigars, whiskey, and all the good times in between. This is more than just a podcast. It's a community of cigar lovers. So grab your favorite smoke, pour a drink, and join us as we dive into all things cigars, whiskey, and just having a damn good time. This is the Real.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Real Smoke Podcast, episode 8. And with me is the bearded wonder himself, the legend around Memphis, the best beard God knew. What's up, Vic?
What's up, brother? I love the beard welcome every week, man. It makes my day.
Every
week. Every week. I love
Voted the best beard in Memphis by the people who don't have beards.
What more can you ask for, man? It's perfect. What's up with you, bro?
How you? It's a shit show and a half, but guess what? We made it to Pod Day, and we're here, and we're ready to rock and roll.
Man, great guest tonight. Some great stories, and I gotta say, in that opening song that we do, that you played there, the puff of wisdom with a sip of fun. That's probably my favorite line in all that, man. That's kind of what we do here. That's
probably one of mine too, and it just happens to be on a T-shirt coming soon. Just saying.
T-shirt. A T-shirt would go good probably with a hat, but we can get into that later.
There's a hat that's already been ordered. The peanut hat has been ordered. So we will bring the peanut hat here in it'll actually make it in time for the last episode of the year. So awesome. That'll be cool.
Hell yeah. Everybody loves the peanut hat.
So how was your weekend?
Man, I got to hang out with some pretty great guys this weekend. One of them looked a lot like you. Weird. But we hung out in Murfreesboro at the Humidor for the Middle Tennessee Herf. And man, I gotta say, I was just mildly hungover on Sunday. It was a pretty good night, man. Pretty good night.
I was absolutely fantastic. Had no issue at all. I woke up, went and had steak and eggs the next morning with some fried potatoes. I was perfect. But yeah, I hung out with this guy, and I even did I was on a couple of lives that just happened to look like some dude like you. And those lives actually did really well.
Amazingly well. I didn't realize the Humidor had an Instagram page as well. They liked it today and started following us. So shout out to the Humidor in Murfreesboro.
Dang. Well, thank you, Humidor. We appreciate it. So, but yeah, we had the final Herf for the TriStar Herf crew. We had it in Murfreesboro over the weekend and got to meet up with a bunch of our club members, and some of us brought our wives, and the wives went and hung out and did a winery tour, and then some of us got together and did a distillery tour. And Mick was our designated driver for the ladies, so he grilled it up and went and had his wine with his pinky in the air, and
I did
got to do all that wonderful stuff. So
yeah, I gotta say, I know I've said it to you privately, but I'll say it on here, man. Like that, the club has become family, and just hanging out that whole day, man, with people that I feel like I've known my whole life, is fucking outstanding. Like we just had a great day. I could have kept going all night. I would have paid for it even worse than I did on Sunday. But I could have kept going all night, man. You hate that when you get together 3 times a year, 2 times a year, whatever, and you just not enough hours in the day to really catch up with someone. But man, we definitely smoked some great sticks and had quite a few drinks, and just a lot of fun together, man. Just the fellowship's amazing.
So for you, somebody who, I will say that you don't usually smoke a few cigars a day. How many cigars did you end up putting away that night? Well, how many do you remember, and how many does your bank account say?
Well, I know I smoked 5 or 6 cigars that day in about a an 8 or 10 hour period, which is not even that, probably about an 8 hour period. So we're definitely averaging almost 1 an hour, and I came home with a lot more in my humidor, and yes, my bank account was not great the next day, but that's why I work, man. I work to have great sticks in my humidor, and I probably have more now than I did in a while.
In that same amount of time, I put out my 9th one before we left. I had 9 cigars that night. At one time, I was sitting in the rain for 3 hours smoking cigars, and I saved every one of them. So that was it took some talent.
It did. That was a pro move, man.
It was a great time. Had a wonderful time. Absolute wonderful time.
That's awesome.
And it was great to finally, get to hang out with you. And I know we hung out in Memphis, but that was pre-podcast, and now it is post-podcast. So it was pretty cool to put those two together.
As if we weren't tight before, like just talking, on Instagram and what have you. Now with the podcast, it is weird to actually see you in person because we hang out every week on here. But man, it was a great time. It's family, and it was outstanding. Definitely had a blast.
I mean, we constantly make jokes about how well we click and get along together, but to watch both of our wives, that's extremely scary, as close as they are. So that's pretty awesome.
Yeah, they could take over the world. I'm pretty sure they got along just like that from the first time they met, and it carried on to this past Saturday too.
Oh, most definitely. Well, hey, I got something interesting to tell you.
Okay.
Do you got anything else to add from the weekend before I go into the crazy story I have?
I don't think so. I have one more good story for you after that, and I think we're ready to roll.
Sweet. Well, due to some mishaps, I usually try to keep cigar life and other part of my life in two different realms. But it just happened to get out there to a new listener. We'll just say it's a new listener because I'm not going to say their name on here. But a new listener happened to listen to us talk about the hat situation over the last couple of episodes, and they had an idea. So they absolutely love the fact of me doing the whole foundation thing, which the foundation logos are still over here. I mean, still have those. But they love the idea about creating my own foundation hat and then, giving the update. So their idea was for us to start Hatapalooza. So what we're going to do is their idea was, reach out, make something on here. We'll talk about it on here and offer any brand who's willing to send a hat. We'll put it on. I'll wear the hat that night. We'll talk about it, give them a spot, take a picture of it, put it on Instagram, thank them personally for the hat, represent their brand on that episode. And if they send in an extra hat, meaning a second hat, we'll do a giveaway and give one of the listeners the hat.
Perfect. I love it.
So I was thinking that might be a good idea. So for the official Hatapalooza event, any brand on here that listens, or we'll tag you in this part of the video, we'll post it on our Instagram. But any brand that is interested in sending a hat, all you got to do is reach out to me, send us a hat. I'll wear it that episode. We'll promote the brand on here, even though most of you don't need the promotion because you're so big, so huge, so awesome, and everybody loves you. We'll promote your brand on here. We'll take pictures of it, put it on our Instagram. If you send in a second hat, we'll use it as a drawing to give away to one of the listeners. And we'll just make it a big family event where, different brands can participate and we'll have a good time of it. So
I love it.
We'll start next week with Hatapalooza and see what happens.
I love it. You may never have to draw a hat again. It's great.
I may never. So that would be awesome. So what's your story real quick?
So I don't know if you have it in your notes to go over about our 2,000 follower. If you do, I'll let you run that. It's up to you. But
Go
I
for it
did
right
want to
now.
mention. Okay. So today, there it is. We hit our 2,000th follower. Cigar Logambino. He had just responded to me right before we started the show. I got to see where he's at. We're hoping to send him out something pretty cool. So we'll be getting with him personally. Also, got to give a quick shout out to last week's guest, Cigars with M, Michelle Merkerson. We had her on as a guest last week, and we did that video with one of the people she had said she interviewed at PCA was Bovida, and that short clip of that video has over 1,000 views in 2 days, which is outstanding. So like it's pretty great how some of these guests are just collabing with some of our posts and kind of getting our name out there. But just man, the love has just been flowing lately, man. It's incredible.
Well, just happened to say something about Bovida. There may be a couple of giveaways coming from Bovida here soon, so stay tuned for that one.
Awesome. And my last story.
Anyways, congratulations, Mr. 2K.
Hell yeah, Mr. 2K. We'll be reaching out, man, and hope you're listening tonight. If you are, drop us a comment on Instagram or on YouTube. So one real quick story. At work, we have a guy that's leaving. He got a promotion. He's going to another place, whatever. And some of his coworkers were getting him a gift, and they're like, they came to me and were like, "Hey, we need to get him something. We know he likes cigars. We heard you're kind of into cigars. Do you know anything about humidors?" And I'm like, "How much do you want to spend?" And I kind of went down the whole run with them. They ended up getting a pretty nice desktop humidor. Nothing too fancy, but they wanted us to engrave some stuff in it. So we took it apart. We engraved some stuff, but it turned into this whole other story. One of the other guys at work is good friends with the guy that owns GTO Cigars, and he's like, "Hey, he'd love to. He's seen your show. He'd like to be on sometime." I'm like, "Well, that's cool. Have him reach out to us, whatever." So it turned into this whole cigar conversation at work, which I didn't expect to do, and we produced a really cool ass humidor that has custom engravings on it. Don't tell him this yet, but on the bottom of this one little piece of the cedar, I engraved for a good time call, and I put my name and number just in case he ever loses my number, because I am pretty tight with this guy. I want him to be like 80 and pull a cigar out and see my name and number on the bottom of it. So turned out pretty cool. But that's my cigar story from work.
That's awesome. Sweet. Well, that's pretty awesome to be able to pull out a cigar and for a good time call the Bearded Wonder.
Hell yeah.
Well, really quickly, let's move on really quick. We did say that we would help Cigar Army with their Toys for Tots campaign. Just to let you guys know, if you go visit at Cigar Army on Instagram, they are doing a raffle. All the proceeds are going to help get gifts for kids for Toys for Tots. Again, go to at Cigar Army on Instagram and check them out. They pretty much say, let's help the children have a fun holiday season. Over 20 prizes, which will include cigar accessories, swag, along with cigars donated from all kinds of different brands. So go check out Cigar Army, and let's help give some kids a fantastic Christmas. So you ready to move into some news? Let's get this done and over with, and let's get our young lady on here. That way we can have a good time instead of just reading news. You ready for some news?
Let's do it.
All righty. The first one comes from Cigar Public. And once again, all of the news portions of the Real Smoke podcast is brought to you by Cigar Public. Go to cigarpublic.com or find them at Cigar Public on Instagram. You can go check them out for cigar industry news, cigar reviews, and whiskey articles, and so much more. So go check them out at cigarpublic.com. The story on here is Cigar Ambassador to release introductory brand. Tobacco Queen, Miami, Florida. Cigar Ambassador proudly announces the release of their introductory brand, Tobacco Queen. Cigar Ambassadors has a 2-decade trajectory Established in 2005, the company has made its name in the international market as a grower of premium tobacco. International Cigar Magazine publisher and cigar distributor of high-end cigar lounges. Their first ever cigar brand pays homage to the Queen Isabel and is dedicated to Lily Wang, aka the Tobacco Queen. You can go check out the rest of the article on cigarpublic.com. But the Tobacco Queen Robusto is wrapped in an Ecuadorian Habano Rosado wrapper. Binder is Dominican Criollo 98. Fillers are Nicaraguan Jalapa and Dominican Corojo. Comes in a 4x50. MSRP is going to be about $14.04. The Lancero is an Ecuadorian Habano. Dominican Corojo, Nicaraguan Jalapa, and Criollo 98. It's going to go for about $21.06. They have a few other sizes on there ranging from $25 to almost $30. But if you want to go on to cigarpublic.com, it's one of the first articles on there, and you can read all about cigar ambassadors and their first blend.
Okay.
Our second story for the evening comes from a fan of all of ours. Black Label Trading Company announces the 10th release of the Morphine. And a quick story behind the Morphine. We started smoking cigars. One of our club brothers decided that that was one of their favorite cigars, and they were going to get me the Morphine. I didn't know anything about it, nor did they warn me about it. So I decided that I was going to come home from work, crack me something to drink, and smoke me a Morphine. I will say that the only cigar I have ever gotten sick off of and curled up in the floor for multiple hours was from the Morphine. And that was about 4 years ago, something like that. So I will have to revisit it once I'm not scared to death of it. But anyways, in a press release, Black Label Trading Company is pleased to announce the shipment of the Morphine to select retailers beginning next week. Morphine is handcrafted in Esteli, Nicaragua at Fabrica Oveja Negra. To celebrate 10 years of Morphine, I wanted to do a mix of classic Vitolas and a couple we've never done before. The classic Robusto and Lancero are being released with a Perfecto and a box press Toro. The idea behind the Perfecto was to create a Vitola that represents Death Head Moth. The Toro shows how versatile the blend is and how well it works in a larger format Vitola. Again, you can read more on it on Cigar Public, but the wrapper is going to be an Ecuadorian Maduro and San Andreas wrapper, binders and fillers from Nicaragua. They're going to come in, looks like 20 count boxes, prices ranging from $12.50 to $13.50 a piece. So pretty much average for what they've got going on there. It is something that, as you can see by the box, it looks pretty cool, but it is something that I am interested in giving another shot. Are you a Morphine smoker?
I am. I like Black Label a lot, but Morphine, I think Last Rites is probably my favorite, or the what is that? Madonna, help me out here.
Okay. There was a Madonna, yeah.
Yeah, I really like that one too. But the Morphine I've only had a couple times. I do enjoy it, but it's not my favorite from the brand. But it's a solid smoke.
Well, those are our two stories from Cigar Public. That's pretty much all I have from them this week. But just go to cigarpublic.com to check out any of the news that they have, or check them out online at cigarpublic.com, as well as on Instagram at cigarpublic. Sound good?
Oh yeah.
Sound good.
Oh yeah. Sounds good.
Cool. Well, you know what time it is, right? We've wasted way too much time. Way too much time.
We're a little behind.
It's time to bring to the stage the owner of Bella Dama Cigars. Help us welcome Miss Chantel.
Bring to the stage. I feel like I'm at a strip club.
Bring to the stage.
Trying to bring Chantel to the stage. You guys had me cracking up. Thanks so much for having me here. I really appreciate you.
Absolutely. We're glad to have you
on here.
Big Charles, you know, Charles is like an OG. He's like one of the first, and we'll get into the Players Club thing later, but he's an OG. So first and foremost, I would love to touch on this. you guys said something that is so important about our industry when you were talking about how you guys had never met, right? I mean, you obviously you see each other, you're all these sorts of things like this, but you had never met in person. However, you felt a connection, right? And then your wives and all those sorts of. This is what our industry is all about, and this is why I stay in the game, and this is why I chose to stay in the game when I went through this relaunch, because this is our industry. It is a phenomenal group of people. Somebody's got some racing back there.
I'm so sorry. Memphis.
No, why are you sorry? You know, whatever. It's good. I love Tennessee, so it's all good. So anyway, but yeah, that was so cool. So to hear that you guys finally met and your wives hit it off and everything, that was a cool story.
It was actually drunk. It was actually drunk our first time we met when we're like, you know what? Fuck it. Let's do a podcast. So here we are.
This is, you know what? Stranger things have happened in our industry, as you know, at all times. The Hat Palooza. Charles, you know I'm going to be the first Hat Palooza, okay? So I'm going to be the first one to send you a hat, and then I'm going to send you the second hat. So there you go. Well, you have to start off. You said it was an idea. You've taken the idea now, and we're gonna run with this, right? So
Love it.
I'm gonna be the first person to send you a hat, even though I'm here tonight and everyone's gonna know me. Doesn't matter, and I'll send you another hat. So I think it's a great idea.
Well, I appreciate it. That is awesome.
Of course, my pleasure.
Very cool.
We appreciate it.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yes.
We love to get everybody, our supporters' names out there as well, and it's kind of a fun thing to do to kind of bring attention to brands and owners, and it's great. So it works out for everybody.
It really does. I think it's a great idea because what's a hat, right? And then you give them a little spot, and it makes people, ask who are they, yada yada. So I think it's a great idea.
Absolutely.
You're starting a whole trend, Charles.
Oh yeah, that would be awesome. I'm a trendsetter.
I love it.
Really quickly, before we get into everything and we start having a good time, let's see if I can do this. If you go to Bella Dama Cigars and use the code RealSmoke20, you'll be able to get 20% off of anything on their site. Also, if you go to YouTube and you type in #RealSmoke, you will be entered in for a chance to win a gift from Bella Dama Cigars, as well as we'll be giving away some products from Beard Apothecary. You'll have a chance to pick out either a beard butter, some beard oil, or a car diffuser. So tonight we will be giving away something special from Bella Dama, as well as something special from one of our sponsors, Beard Apothecary. So go to YouTube, make sure you like it, make sure you type in the comments #RealSmoke to be entered in to win. And we have it scrolling at the bottom, so you'll be able to see that one. But we just wanted to let everybody know about that before it got to the end of it and was like, oh crap, wait a second, nobody's entered in to win.
Right? That's good.
I will say I'm still like a 5-year-old. I see our name, like Real Smoke up there. Use code RealSmoke20. Like it still makes me happy. I'm like, that's cool. It's just really cool.
Because of where you came, right? Seriously, you started out with a drunk conversation between the two of you on what, a herf or something, and then you turned it into this. And go ahead.
What happened was it was, I guess, before the West Tennessee herf for TriStar, and it goes back to about a year ago, where we needed someone to take over as a officer for West Tennessee. We had met Mick and we had talked to him through Zoom. That's the only time that we had ever talked to him, but he had made a big enough impression in with the club to where it was like, hey, if somebody is going to take over this area, we want Mick to do it. So he became the captain for West Tennessee. Well, over the last year, whatever, me and him got to, for TriStar. So we got to know each other, and it became something I can't remember, but it was a few months before the Middle Tennessee herf where we all got together that it was we were on one of our Tuesday herfs and we were talking about it. He's like, hey, I'd like to do this. And I was like, yeah, I thought about it before I was going to. He's like, yeah, we should get together and do something. It's like, I don't know. It's, between all the stuff I've got going on, my wife and stuff is like, okay, how much stuff do you want to add to your plate? Well, we show up at the herf and we're drinking and smoking cigars, playing cornhole. And he comes up to me and just looks at me and says, so we going to do this or what? And I turn and look at my wife and say, hey, am I going to do this or what? She said, what? He said, I want him to do a podcast. Well, can he do this with me? And I looked at her and said, do I have time? She's like, fuck it, go for it. And it's like,
of course she
okay,
would. You have the best
cool.
wife. Of course she would. Yes. She's all in. I love it.
So we got together, we started putting out information and putting stuff together, putting ideas together. And the whole idea was the Real Smoke podcast was going to do 1, maybe 2 episodes a month. Welcome to
That's funny.
This was 2 months ago, and we're on episode 8.
Yeah.
And we're booked out till March of next year, pretty much.
Amen. Congratulations. Absolutely. Do you know what? I so appreciate that, because what started out as, you both, Charles, for sure, you wanted to do something like this, right? And then look how it's taken flight. I mean, I love it. And Charles, I know your wife is so supportive of what you do in this industry. Your whole family
She is very supportive.
Mick, I don't know you enough in that regard. We will, I'm sure. But I know that, and so she's going to be your army behind you.
Yeah, my wife supports me. She loves pushing me. She doesn't like being a part of it per se, but she likes me chasing shit I love. So it's cool.
And you know what? When you have that partner next to you, you can move mountains. I love it. Congratulations again.
Thank you. I will say too, I know we've thrown these numbers out here quite a few times, but I mean, it's just amazing all the support we've gotten. We have over 40,000 views a month, and we're 2 months into it. It's insane to me. So it's been pretty
lot.
Great.
That's a lot.
It's been pretty great.
That's exponential in terms of a podcast just starting. 40,000 is next level.
Yeah,
good for you guys. See,
it's been a great run. Where do we go from here? I guess is the question. But we're gonna have fun with it and keep doing our thing and just enjoying the ride.
Good job, guys.
We had a couple of people comment on here. Yeah, I've been like that too. We've had a couple of people on here comment hashtag Real Smoke in the comments on I think it was YouTube. So make sure that if you are trying to enter in the contest, that you do put it in YouTube in the comments below. Type in hashtag Real Smoke, and it should pick up.
There we go. So you guys, I have this tendency. I love a V cut.
Me too.
I just put something out about cutting, right? And not cheap cutters, which I don't. I have Calibri, which I highly recommend. However, I did a snip, right? Perfection. I should have left it. Nope. I wanted to go bigger. And I'll get it back, but I screwed it up. See, even the cigar business owners can screw shit up, right? I'm honest, to a fault.
Yeah, I love V-cut as well. I V-cut almost everything.
Oh, really? I straight cut just about everything.
Do you
now,
really?
If it's a torpedo, I do like a V-cut on a torpedo.
That's what we got
There
here,
you go.
y'all. I went with what you guys are smoking.
So let's get into that real quickly. Really quickly before we go into what cigar we are smoking. What we are smoking right now is brought to you by Beard Apothecary. Beard Apothecary is a small business dedicated to crafting high-quality beard care products made in small batches to ensure freshness and attention to detail. Proper beard care is essential for maintaining a healthy, well-groomed beard, and using only premium butters and oils is crucial. These high-quality ingredients deeply nourish the hair and skin, preventing issues like dryness, irritation, and split ends. Beard Apothecary's commitment to using only the best natural ingredients ensure that your beard stays soft, manageable, and looking its best. come check them out at beardapothecary.com or on Instagram at beard_apothecary. Your beard will thank you. And again, if you type in the comments on YouTube, #RealSmoke, you will be entered in to win one of the products of your choice, either a balm, a butter, or a car diffuser. By the way, Mick has the butter. I'm using the butter and the car diffuser. My car has never smelt better. But the cigar we are smoking, go ahead.
Now the beard butter is absolutely amazing. I liked what I had before. I love this shit. I will be restocking very soon.
The cigar we are smoking today is the Bella Dama Cigars Ace. It has a Mexican San Andres wrapper, Maduro. Binders are Nicaraguan. Fillers are Nicaraguan. Price, $14. So that is the cigar that we are smoking today. And technically, if you want to be precise, I'm not smoking the Ace. I smoked the Ace earlier because I do my review beforehand, because where I'm the producer on here, I don't have enough time to actually produce as well as sit and review. So I always pre-smoke my cigar, and if I have an extra, I smoke that one that night. Tonight, I am smoking the Queen because I am a sucker for a barber pole.
Ooh, you know what? That's interesting. Well, you know what? I got to tell you, the Ace is... you can look at the Ace and think it's really full bodied, and it's not. It's actually for your medium smoker. It's not even your medium to, it could be a medium to full, but it is your medium smoker. No question. A little full, but not really. So it's interesting, Charles, you say that, because I saw you guys light up right before I came out of the green room, and I didn't want to light because it's like going into something and you're like, all right, I don't want to drink something first or eat something first or whatever. Then I saw you light something up. I go, I better light this thing up and get on with it.
Oh yeah, I am already into my third cigar. I got home and had some issues today, and everything that I normally get done and is done by 3:00 in the afternoon did not get done till about 5 minutes before you got on here. So I was going into my second cigar as soon as you got here.
I understand those days, Joel. Mick, I bet you can concur.
Many days.
We understand those days, right? I mean, yeah,
Absolutely.
It's life. It's especially when you have a lot of things on your plate, with which both you guys do, especially now adding the podcast into family life and regular business and all those things. It's certainly, and people think a podcast, oh yeah, I'm going to do a podcast. Oh yeah, I'm going to start a cigar company. It's not that easy. You know what I mean? So, but you guys like rocketed forward very quickly. So congratulate yourself on that. I mean, you've gotten a lot of things, you know, you're still in the beginning, but you have like a great trajectory. I'm so happy for you guys.
Appreciate that greatly. Yeah, we're having a lot of fun.
That's the key too, right? Fun.
It has been a lot of fun. It's you know, a lot of the people that we've had on here are people that we already know, but some of the people we've had on recently are new people, and getting to meet some new people has been interesting. So I absolutely love that.
Facts. That's what our industry is all about. You know, everyone pretty much
comes
together. And
I mean, you cannot ask for an industry that doesn't support each other as much as this one does.
Those are facts for sure.
Absolutely.
So tell us, let's get into how this got started. So how did Bella Dama become Bella Dama?
I think I have to give you the footnotes on that one. So Bella Dama Cigars was created in, we'll be on here for August of 2020 during COVID. I had an e-commerce retail business in the fashion sector. It was pummeled due to COVID. I decided I always wanted to do something in this industry because I really enjoyed it back in the 90s. And my father was an avid cigar smoker, and a professional poker player. And so I decided to do this and started creating blends and all these sorts of things. I'm giving you again the Reader's Digest version. And then I started out with the first stick, which was the King. And I just said, it has to be the King. It's my father. He smokes cigars. I never knew this was going to take on a trajectory of a poker profile, right? I didn't know that was going to be my genre into this. So I went with the King and I had like a eureka moment. And I go, there we go. That's how I honor him best. It wasn't even I was thinking it's a niche within a niche. It's how do I honor him best. Here we go. So I ended up starting with the King, the Flush, and the Royal. And don't ask me why, because it's not even in sequence with poker. But I was all over the board. I'm right? It didn't even make sense when I think about it now. I'm just like, Chantel, it's the ace, the king, the queen, the jack, right? The royal, flush, to go in sequence. I don't know. That's my life. Maybe it's OCD. I'm not quite sure. ADHD. I don't know. So anyway, that's how we started. And that's when Bella Dama Cigars was born. Again, there was a lot more behind it, but it's too much to talk about. So that was in 2020. And we pretty much launched officially. I mean, the sticks came in like at late November, tried to get some buzz, whatever. And then after the first of the year in 2021 was really when it took off. And here I am. And then, as you know, Charles and Mick, I'm sure you do too, because I'm sure you've researched. We just did a relaunch with a new factory out of Esteli, Nicaragua. So when you said the morphine made you sick out of Esteli, I was not happy about that. It is not too good.
But that was also
region.
But that was also back in like first starting really seriously smoking cigars.
I was so mad.
And on an empty stomach.
So I reached a crossroad in 2020, the beginning of actually towards the end of 2023, but more into 2024. And I knew I really needed to make some changes. I had great cigars. I was looking for excellence. And I knew this was a hard decision, right? I mean, I'm sure you guys have gone through it. Anybody out there listening has gone through decisions they've made, especially as an entrepreneur, that gives you a fear factor. Are you making the right decision? Right? You have fear, you lose sleep, lots of sleep. And so I knew that I would have been so proud of where I would have left for everything I've accomplished, especially self-taught and a female in our industry. And I'm not about genre or gender thing, right? But it is, and our industry is very male dominated. Women don't own cigar companies. So unless it's familial. But I love our industry. I love our community. And I took a bigger leap of faith than I did previously. So I went through several factories trying to figure out what one would be best suited for Bella Dama Cigars. And the one I chose was perfection. They took the time to take all my sticks because I didn't want to completely deviate, right? You don't want to, like, I created these to have certain flavor profiles, wrappers, and all this stuff. Wrappers, most importantly for me. And so they took them, they smoked them, they broke them down, the wrapper, the binder, for everything. So they sent me samples, I think 8, and I have 6 in the line at the time, maybe 9, probably 9. I'd smoke when I go, oh my God, this is my queen. Oh my God, this is my jack. And in the end, it wasn't even like I needed to search for one to finish off the last one. They were on point. So that was it. It was perfection. And then we added 3 new sticks to the line currently, which we did not have before. I wasn't planning on doing it, but here we are. And here we go again. So times have been tough for a lot of people, and not even just rough times, just people aren't always in the same economical, what is it, like circle, whatever. So, or don't want to spend that kind of money on a stick. So I wanted to create something that was very consumer friendly, but didn't scrimp on anything. So I created the Dealer Select line, and that is something that I'm offering at $9 a stick. There's nothing that is, it's on point, wrapper, binder, filler. But the reason why I was able to create it at less of a cost to myself and to the consumer is because they have all of the products there. Even though it's exclusive to me, they have all the product, right? With the other ones, I wanted to keep them closer to what I had, so they had to outsource. You know what I mean, for wrappers and all these other things. So yeah, so
Right.
now we have 3 new to the line. So that's where we are. Let's hold the short script.
I had myself muted because I think there's a cop chase going on here, but I
hear
apologize.
this.
Oh my gosh, it drives me insane. Every time we have a podcast, there's like 30 things going on in my neighborhood. It just drives me batshit crazy.
You said you didn't like
And
that
that's why
very
we
much.
say, meanwhile in Memphis.
crazy. I just need to book a room somewhere every time we do one of these, like at Smoker's Abbey. I think I can get that done before winter because it's also going to be cold. But no, that's pretty amazing that they hit it first time for you like that with the new sticks. What led you to? Were you just searching for a little higher level with who you were going through for your sticks, or what brought you to that?
So yes, of course. When I started, it, again, I don't even know what I was doing, right? I did have one person to help me in the very beginning of making some choices. However, you can't, if you don't have a connection in Nicaragua, you don't have a connection in the Dominican, where do you start? So I reached out to the 52, I believe it was 51 or 52 factories in the US, saying, can you help me? I didn't know. No, they don't want to help me. They're doing their own lines, right? They don't help. But how do I know? I'm like, I'm doing this no matter what. So I did find a place that would help. And what happened is obviously, so not obviously, that's not true. So my price margins were higher, right? That did not allow me to go brick and mortar and that sort of thing. So I always stayed e-commerce. I always did private and public events. At least I can make some money there, right? Not that I pulled a paycheck, but at least I can make some money. So also, I did not have enough creativity in the process that I was comfortable with. I had a great product. It wasn't excellent. And I really wanted more of a hand in that. So
Absolutely.
that was it. I reached that crossroad where I knew that, again, fold or go all in, Chantel, one or the other. That's it. And I just chose to go all in.
I love it.
Please God help me.
Well, I mean, it says one thing that if you're smoking your own product and you're like, hey, I like this, but you know what? It could be better. You know, some people would sit back and go, hey, people are buying it. They're enjoying it. So let's just let it ride. But just like you said, you know, I was smoking it. I think it can be better. You know what? It's time to make it better. So that says something for, you know, you as the owner, not sitting back and just letting it ride. You went all in. You said, let's do the right thing. Let's make this better. I like that.
Can you imagine? So people are like, oh my God. And I thought about it kind of that way. 4 years of my life, right?
Yeah.
Over 4 years of my life doing this. And now I'm going to make this change. So it really is starting to climb the ladder again, which, you know what, I'm used to being sideswiped in my life. I really am, just like Mike Tyson shit. Well, maybe not that bad. So, but I am, you know, you have to pivot in life. And I knew that,
100%.
yeah, I knew that I could do better, a lot better. Again, I think my biggest problem also, other than having a really big hand in it, was that, you know, they're hand rolled and they're small batches. So they are normally to perfection, which is what I advertise. And you can have a one-off. Everybody does, right? I was not liking the construction either. So I couldn't. I felt like almost fraudulent, right? You can't do that. It's not that it was egregious, but it was enough that made me uncomfortable. So when I made this decision to do this, I shut down. I shut down my whole website. I didn't shut down the website. I put out of stock. Those sticks, didn't sell them. They're off somewhere, what I had, because then I felt I made this decision and I could not continue on as Bella Dama Cigars, right? I have a brand, and we stopped that for about, you guys, almost 5 months by the time we got the
Yeah, I
sticks.
remember it was a while.
And then,
I remember it was a
oh,
while.
wait, let's throw in then Helene, then Milton, right? It's like, why do I pick the wrong times? First, I pick COVID to LSD and go into the shit, and then hurricanes come in. Oh, yeah. Oh, and then my article came out in
Well,
Cigar Journal. My mother was very ill. So you're just as funny in a bad way.
Now, I will say this, a couple of things really quickly. One, I absolutely love the photo that you use for some of these publications. And when you do, you post something that you're going to be live on some, YouTube page or whatever. The photo of you sitting on the couch with the light in front of you, that was the first time that you was on the TriStar Herf and you had a friend over and she took that photo of you. That was the
That
first
was
time
when
that
I
we
was
had
on
met.
TriStar? No.
Yep.
Oh, so you know what? She actually, it's right up here. She actually blew that up and framed it for me because she took it. You're right. She was here for Girls Weekend. Or for Girls Night, whatever it was, Girls Weekend. Oh my God.
Yep.
Thank you
That
for
was the photo
telling
that I
me
used
that.
that was the photo I used in the advertisement because I was trying to get something for the ad today, and I was going back through Instagram, and
That's
it was
cool.
the caption under the photo was "Thanks to Charles and TriStar," and it was and you tagged your friend saying thank you for taking this photo, and it was like, hey, that's cool.
See, I don't
So
even remember. That's
that's
how
awesome.
much. You guys know. You guys know when you have work life, family life, cigar life, right? Cigar for me. And I also have another beside gig still in the e-commerce retail sector. You know what I mean? And I'm also have an invention. It's so, it's hard to remember a lot of things. I wish I could see all these comments, but I can't. I apologize.
So let me say one thing here.
Go ahead.
Sorry. Let me say one thing quick. I also want to commend you for when you guys were going through the hurricanes this last time. You're still out there trying to help by giving a percentage of cigars and actually physically being out there. And I'm like, you're probably going through enough shit yourself. That I got to commend you for that. That's a stand-up human, and that's what we're all about. So we appreciate you for that.
Hey, Vic, and I thank you so much for that. But in reality, for me, like compared to everybody else, like, or not everybody, a lot of people, come on, I was without power for 8 hours. I mean, 8 hours, 8 days. I wish it was 8 hours. 8 days, right? And I understand, and it was like Survivor in that regard. And my exterior was pummeled, but my interior was unscathed. Yes, I didn't have internet. I didn't have any of that sort. But compared to everybody else, or not again, a lot of people,
Yeah.
I was so blessed. So you know what? I appreciate that, but I don't deserve those things.
No, but
I was.
I guess
I appreciate.
I guess from my side too, I'm sure it affected many businesses down there, including yours and your way of living. And it's a lot. And for you to still reach out like that and try to help, that's what Florida does. It's usually a great community down there.
We really are. I truly believe, and I think this has brought everybody even closer together. At one point, speaking of which, so I'm freaking out because my humidors are in my house. My tower humidors are in my home. I run everything out of my home. Yes, I do. I'm looking at them. And so they reached a very dangerously high level temp. I could have left my home over those 8 days and gone and stayed many places and lived very, very well. I chose to stay here because I was waiting every day. I'm thinking maybe it's going to come on. Maybe it's going to come on. I'm watching the temperature rise. I'm tripping, right? I wanted to be here the moment the power went on, and I was. And as soon as I did, I iceboxed this room. I iceboxed my house. We're still recuperating in that regard because I'm not happy with, the temp humidity. It's good enough to not. It's not good enough. It's good to go forward. However, it's not where ideally you would like it to be, right?
Yeah.
But so I lost another. I don't even know, almost 2 weeks for that. So,
Wow.
but again, that's nothing compared to people losing their entire life. Everything they
Agreed.
owned. They didn't have insurance. They couldn't afford insurance, or they had insurance and they're screwing with them. And even if they did have insurance, there's no place to go stay, right? I'm blessed, but I appreciate you. Thank you for the accolades. Just trying to do my part for sure.
Absolutely.
So I will say this from somebody who was going through the first round of hurricanes. We live in Eastern Tennessee, so the town of Newport and that area before you get into North Carolina, we were the ones that were hit by the first hurricane. So a mile down the road, the businesses were under 4 and 5 feet of water. You know, it didn't affect us. The biggest thing it affected us, we lost power for a little bit, but we were 2 weeks without water. So knowing that, you know, we were coming out of that as you were going into yours and watching your lives on there. And you would get on there talking about, you know, you have no power, your battery's going dead, but hey, I'm going to give you these words of encouragement. And you going on there and trying to be positive and trying to be funny about it. It was like, as somebody who just came through something like that, it was like, you know, she's showing pictures of her backyard and her fence gone and her backyard gone. And she's talking about, you know, I have no power, but look, I'm still on my phone. I'm like, you know, that's pretty awesome. So it was a way to lighten the mood on a situation that most people could not see the light in it. So that was something I thought was pretty awesome in what you did too. So
you know what? No, Charles, don't give me so much credit. I was losing my shit. Okay, I needed to go on live. I needed some interaction. I couldn't. What am I going to do? I'm sweating to death. Had to take a hot shower. Couldn't. What was that? I was making a hurricane salad. That's right. What do you do?
I remember. Yeah,
I was happy. I was happy to have people out there. Like, but yes, but in everything, as you both know, in everything, you find gratitude. I wasn't pummeled. It sucked ass. Guess what? When I woke up that morning, I slept in my guest bathroom on the floor that night. And I've been through Cat 4 in another country, right? So I slept on my, because it got that bad. I was that scared, right? When I woke up, I never thought my fence and all that sorts of things would be gone. And it was, right? Well, the Wi-Fi or whatever, all the cables were down so much that I couldn't even reach out to tell a human being I was okay. You couldn't. You had nothing. You couldn't get off. You couldn't tether off of anything, right? That was the scariest part for me. I felt like ground zero, and that's such an exaggeration. And please, with no due respect for what happened with ground zero. But you know what I mean? It's like, what just happened here? What happened? I came out of a coma.
It's a surreal moment.
Yeah, it was for sure. So I appreciate the kudos, but
we appreciate you putting on a happy face. I know my mother-in-law went through it down there as well. She's in the St. Pete area, and she also did not get hit as bad, but she didn't have electricity forever, and she was kind of losing her mind, and we couldn't really communicate. So I get you. You just kind of lose your mind over the whole thing.
Yeah, and you know what? Every day was like, okay, you're where do I find ice? Right? You're trying to live out of cooler. Where do I find ice? That was my biggest thing. And how do I charge stuff? Right? There's more stories, but people don't need to hear them. There's all sorts of stories with this whole thing. So anyway, yeah, good stuff. Good stuff. Yeah.
Really quickly, we do have quite a few people watching on YouTube as well as Instagram. Guys, go to YouTube and go into the comments and type in #RealSmoke. to be entered in a chance to win a prize from Bella Dama Cigars, as well as something from Beard Apothecary. So go to YouTube, type that in there. Yeah, what do we got? We have.
So you're gonna get a sample pack.
Nice.
I don't know if can you see it? I never know because I have a light there so that a ring light so I can see. So you have 6 sticks, which is really unheard of, as you guys know, with sample packs, but I just do things differently. So we're going to do that. And then I'm also going to throw a little extra swag in, like some posters and maybe a magnet, bottle opener. So yeah, so you have a nice little package. So when I send your package to anyone, I want you to feel like you're opening a present, right? A gift. So that's for whoever
That
wins.
works.
Just let me know and I
So
will drop ship.
make sure you go into the comments and put in hashtag real smoke for that. And let's see who wins.
Perfect.
So we've gone into, talking about the hurricane, which is always a wonderful topic to talk about.
Right.
But one thing that you were talking about how the brand got started. How did you get to smoking cigars? Because I'm watching you over there enjoy a cigar as well. So obviously
Yeah.
you're not just the person who owns the company. You enjoy what you're smoking. So what got you into smoking cigars?
So my father smoked when I was very young, very big cigar smoker. That was his jam. He was actually a merchant marine, I think, or no, Navy. Sorry, not a merchant marine, Navy. And then he had a siding business. Married my mom, had a siding business. He always wanted to play poker, gamble. So this was in Maine where they met. He was from New Rochelle, New York, and he went on. My parents unfortunately got divorced when we were young, which actually probably was a good thing, right? When you think about it, for me. And then my father went to Vegas and he pursued his dreams and became a champion professional poker player. So with that said, he loved his sticks. He's been gone now. So I don't know. There's nothing. I love the gambling thing, right? That's me. I love that high stake stuff. And then I just had this thing with cigars. I don't even understand why. And so my father passed away many years ago, 30 something years ago. And then I moved to Chicago at one point and cigars became a thing. This is when Marvin came out with Cigar Aficionado. Like I think it was a year of it coming out, right? So that was a big deal. You have a cigar magazine, and you could smoke even cigarettes in a restaurant in Chicago. You could smoke cigars. So I got back on the train and I did it. And then, of course, life moves on, right? I moved on, it went flat. I moved back to Vegas. I don't even remember. So I've always had this thing where I always wanted to do something with it in the industry. And when my retail, I did a spokesmodeling job the year before COVID for a very well-known brand, extremely well-known brand, right? And I go, you know what? I'm going to do a hosting business, all this sorts of, I came up with all these things in my head. And I go, nope, shelve it, keep doing what you're doing. My daughter was going into college. And so then COVID came in. No one's hiring for anything. And then no one's having an event either, even if I wanted to do that. So I thought, okay, forget the product down the road. I'm going to have the product first. So that's how it all started. I can't be still, just not in my DNA. I'm not going to just sit back and say, okay, well, so sorry for me, right? And that's how it started.
That's great. I know we've always admired that about you with never quitting and just trying to push to be the best out there. And you have to believe in what you're doing. I mean, to really, it shines through. Some people don't truly believe in what they're doing, and you're definitely not one of them. So it's
Thanks,
great.
Mick. I appreciate you. That's such a sweet thing to say and kind. Thank you so much.
So really quickly, Stogies for Servicemen says, good evening, Chantel. And then he comes back with Chantel needs to do a calendar with her and her cigars every month, and he would send them to his soldiers.
Well, you know what? We can think about that. I've worked so much with Stogies for Servicemen. He is such an incredible human being. I appreciate that. We've, given as much as we can, obviously being a small business enterprise, but thank you. I agree. Find me a photographer, please, and I'll do it.
One of our TriStar brothers, Jordan, says, my wife is dying to try your cigars. She says, hashtag woman power.
Yes. Thank you so much. Appreciate that. It is, you know what, but you know what? So I have to tell you this. it is woman power. There's no question. But in our genre, it is not a derogatory thing. It is a very positive thing, right? You can still have your feminine energy, right? And still hang with the guys and still talk smack. I mean, sometimes I have some serious locker room talk that in private, right? That would make men blush. So I appreciate that. I do. Come on. I have lots of brothers of the leaf in my life.
Yeah, it's always
Just who I am.
it's always fun. It's always fun though to see someone strong-willed and just out there doing their thing. Because like I think I said this to our guest last week that I raised 2 daughters. I coach girls soccer forever, so I always, forever and always, will have this soft spot for girls that just see what they want and fucking go for it, and it just makes me happy. So it's good
Amen
stuff.
to that. Look at you, bearded wonder. You're at the soccer game. You're like a soccer dad, a girl soccer dad.
I played for over 20 years and I coached for over 15, a little bit
No
at the college
shit.
level, mostly at the high school level. But yeah, I've been at it for a while. I'm missing it terribly since I moved down here, but I'll get back into it. It's kind of my retirement plan is coaching maybe a little D3 college somewhere or something, just build the team. So
That's
we'll
that's a great plan. Where'd you move from, Mick?
Pennsylvania. I was
Okay.
in Pennsylvania for all 40 plus years of my life until now. My kids, parents, friends, and pretty much everybody. So that's why I said TriStar means a ton to me because when I moved down here, we moved away from all that, chasing my career a little bit. And so we're just moving around, chasing my career, see where the wind takes us next. But either way, I definitely found some family in Tennessee, and yeah, I'm missing the soccer
Yay.
thing pretty bad. I've gone to some random games down here, and I'm afraid I'm gonna look like that weirdo because I like don't. They're like, "Who's your kid?" I'm
Right.
just here to watch
Right.
your kids.
Right.
But, yeah. So, yeah.
Right. This creeper. The creeper's coming in. Who's that?
I
That's
dude?
saw it online.
That's what I was telling him one time. I sent him a message. We were getting ready for an episode, and I sent him some graphics that he needed to post up. And I said, "By the way, sorry to send you all this. What are you doing?" He sends me a picture, and he said, "I'm sitting at a soccer game," and I'm thinking, "You don't have any kids down here." I was like, "Cool, that's awesome." He's like, "I just got to get back to the sport," and it's like, "I get you. I understand."
So why don't
Yeah.
you, Mick? What have you ever thought about doing that, or even like clinics? You know what I mean? You know what I mean by clinics, right?
So I there's a couple of guys where I work that their kids play, and actually that was one of the teams I did go and see. So it wasn't totally weird. I at least knew the dad. But I he asked me to run some clinics for him in the spring, and yeah, there's some stuff coming. But
Good.
I'll
You
definitely
need that
stay.
in your soul. You need
I
it
do.
in your soul.
Yeah, the happiest. I mean, besides obviously the wife and the family and the
Of
normal things,
course,
like
in the cigar
I am.
industry, right?
Yeah, and absolutely, but I'm in my element probably most in life when I'm out there coaching. Like I love playing the sport. I still miss that, but coaching it, it's like chess. Like if you do everything right, it takes you a long time to build that. And when you see it all come together, there is nothing in the world like it. So I miss it tremendously.
You know what? You're going to find your jam. I know you will, but you have to, be open to like I said, those clinics. I think I don't know. What do I know? I only statted for soccer. I didn't play it, but I've been involved in all sorts of sports, right? So I statted for soccer because they didn't have girls soccer back then, and now I love that sport. I love soccer. I think it's a fab sport. So good for you.
Just a beautiful game when it's played correctly, and I definitely miss it. So
all right,
but
well,
we'll get back to it.
Don't let go of that.
Absolutely.
So Jordan jumps back on here and he says, "Me too. I have 3 daughters." And then he says, "Sounds like my wife too. She has bigger balls than most guys that I know when it comes to talking smack." And then Mick, he has a special one for you. He says, "Mick, where's the white van?"
Love you too, Jordan.
Okay, exactly where I pay now. I get it. Where's the white van? Okay, I get it, creeper.
Stogies for Servicemen said, "Oh, we have herfed a few times, and she can definitely make you blush." And now she's laughing.
Not me. Not me. I can. Actually,
funny.
I can definitely make a gourmet flush. It's just, you know what, you guys, it's always been in me regardless, because I was always a very foo-foo, like athlete or athletic person, right? So there's that side of me, and then there's this side of me, right? And so, yeah, that's how kind of how I've always been. So that's why I think why the cigar world works so well for me. Because I can be myself, and I can
I
talk
agree.
smack, and I can say things that most people wouldn't consider appropriate, like locker room talk. And I can just say it like it is and how I feel. And that's in private. Obviously, I don't conduct myself that way in public. So yeah, I like it.
Yeah, I think that's kind of why we all love it and why we all feel it's like family, because we can say what we're feeling. Like we always talk about it on the HERF, the TriStar crew. Like if you're having a bad day and you just want to sit there and listen, that's what we do. If you want to jump in and say fuck this, that's what we do. And it's at the end
Mhm.
of the day, we all still care about each other and we know where we come from. And it's just kind of that outlet for everybody. And yeah, I agree. It brings you together, and there shouldn't be any holding back. I don't think. Pretty much. I mean, there's a time and a place for all kinds of talk, but it's definitely what brings us together in this industry.
It really is. It's just like the HERFs, Like we say stuff in the HERF that not one single human being that I at least have encountered, I don't think, would think about saying anything about what you said or what you did or any of that because it's private. And what happens, like Vegas, what happens in HERF stays in HERFs, right? It
Yep.
doesn't go outside. And that is another thing I feel I've never had anyone betray me in the industry. I mean, by the grace of God, right? Um, for these herfs that we have, or whatever the get-togethers we have, everyone keeps their personal business private in that
Yep.
regard, and I appreciate that because you guys know, like, underlyingly, I'm very private. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, see, that's one thing about our HERFs that we have on there is like he was saying, if you want to talk, you want to talk. But I mean, we have members that jump on there and is talking about, family passing, family illnesses, struggles that they're dealing with their marriage. And people would not feel comfortable enough about opening up, whether you're male or female. I mean, we got female members that come in and talk about, struggles that they're going through. We've got males that come in there and talk about struggles that they're going through. And to find a place where males and females feel comfortable enough to actually talk about and let out what struggles they're going through without the worry of, hey, I'm about to expose that, I'm having a difficult marriage, or, hey, I've got some issues with my kids, or, hey, I'm struggling with this or that. If they had to worry about the moment that they said that somebody's going to go post it all over the internet, nobody would talk. But, that's one thing I appreciate with what we have is we get on there and we can be ourselves.
Yeah,
And
agreed,
that's a beautiful thing
100%.
about this process.
I've never been in a conversation in the 4.5 years that I've been in this industry where we have talked smack about something someone has said. Could we show concern? You know what I mean? But it's never treating anyone less than. It's actually saying, oh, shoot. You know what I mean? Maybe they're going through something. Oh, shoot. You know what I mean? Like maybe we really need to pay attention to this. So that's, again, what I appreciate with this industry. I heard there's pettiness and stuff. I have not been through it myself in this industry, thank God. But yeah, I love our industry. 100%.
100%. Absolutely.
Great group of people. I wouldn't know you guys, right?
Hell yeah, we will
Oh
be
yeah,
doing this
I
tonight.
mean, I know TriStar's been with you since, you first started, and I've
Yeah.
been with the brand and work and enjoying, what you've been putting out since you first started. And it's a friendship. It's something that I'm proud to be able to say. It's a friendship that, has been brought together by simple rolled up dead leaves. So that's pretty awesome.
Well, you know what's funny too is that you guys know, like you guys met, right? You planned a thing, you
Yep.
met. I have met people in this industry. I've actually had guests in my home that I've never met in person, but they're solid. And
Absolutely.
even when they're here, you were right. You know what I mean? I just There's so many that. So I've been, going through. I think we've all been through so much in our life. I know I have, and it's very hard to trust people. I trust, obviously, not with blinders on, right? But I trust our industry, and I trust my gut with our industry. And yeah, I've seen so many people like yourselves that have come together, never met in person, and brought their families and everything to other people's homes, right? Or
Yep.
they've met in a central location, and it's the best time ever, and they're family forever. That to me is so heartwarming. I can't tell you.
I was just
For
going to touch on that.
Go ahead,
Sorry.
please do. No,
No, I
please
was just
expound.
like we talked about earlier, our wives met and they love hanging out. They stay in touch now, whatever. And my wife's not the world's biggest cigar smoker. She'll occasionally have one with me, or like when she's drinking, she'll be like, "Yeah, I want one of them," whatever. So but she's not like really into it like we are. But she after she went to the herf with us that time when we all met up for the first time, she's like, "This is like some of the greatest salt of the earth people I've ever met in my life." She's like, "Why are these people staying in hotels? They should be staying in our house." I'm like, "Because if I'd have brought this up to you the day before the herf, you'd have been like, I don't fucking know these people." But now that she met them, she's like, "Man, why are they staying in hotels? They should be staying with us." She's like, "These are the greatest people ever." And I'm like, "I know, right? Like this is it's just amazing how many great people you meet through this."
It really is. So I missed so Ybor Cigar Fest. Everybody out there, yeah, I'm gonna make this a little plug. So Bella Dama Cigars is gonna be at Ybor Cigar Fest in Ybor City, Florida, which is in Tampa. It
Yep.
is cigar capital. We will be there. I believe it's the 14th or the 15th. You guys, can someone look? It's on a Sunday. I think it's the 15th. Is that the 15th? I think it's the 15th. So I will post it. We will be there with everybody. Carlito, of course, Fuente Jr. will be there. He's the jam. He's there. A lot of the people. JC Newman, of course, will have their tent, all that sort of stuff. And Carlito, he's a showman. You can go and say hi to him, take your picture, whatever. So we will be doing that Ybor Cigar Fest coming up in December.
That sounds like a great time.
Plug. Oh, guys, it is such a great time. It really is, for sure.
I've been down there many times with since my brother-in-law and my mother-in-law live down that way, and I've been down there many times, and it's just amazing. You can get lost in how many great cigar stores and stories of that area. It's crazy.
Yeah. Oh, that's where I was going with this. So I met, you guys know Joe Fiota with Evil Empire Society?
Oh yeah.
So
I know that.
Joe,
Yep.
so the year before last year's Ybor Cigar Fest, this is where I was going with this, why I missed it. Tim and Nicole got engaged. Sent me an invitation to the wedding. What are you going to do? Like, you're going to go, right? These are our people. So I went to the DR last December, and it was with Ybor Cigar Fest. But you know what? It was worth it because they're great people, great human beings, and they're expecting their first child. I'm so excited for them. So yeah, we definitely have a family here, you guys, unequivocally. If I could take everyone and rent to a fairground or something, I would, right? Put tents. I don't know. I don't tent, but whatever.
Yeah. I don't love tenting either. I used to say that I did, but it was more an excuse to go drinking when I was younger. But yeah, nobody likes laying on the fucking ground. They really don't.
Well, you know what? Maybe I'll come up with something to pull everybody together on a different social level. We'll see what's going to happen, right? You never know with me.
So I have a question for you.
Mm-hmm.
Since you are fairly new, not brand new, but you're fairly new, and we were talking about females being in the industry, have you had any issues as a female starting a cigar brand, and either people taking it seriously or people trying to getting people on board with it or anything like that, or has it been more open arms?
Do you know what's crazy? Not one single person has ever been adverse to me, or is it adverse? Adverse. Yeah, I had adversity towards me. No one. Do I think that I've been in the very beginning? Was there doubt? Of course, because I'm new. Did anyone make me feel less than? No. So I have been really blessed. But then again, I think a lot of that has to do with Mick. I'm not a weak person, right? I'm very strong. I can be one of the guys and I enjoy it, right? I think that is part of it also. You have to command what you're doing. And I
Absolutely.
commanded what I was doing from day one. Even though I didn't know shit from Shangola, I commanded it because this is where I decided to go. And when I have a trajectory and a path,
Hell yeah.
I'm definitely someone to be a force to be reckoned with. So no, to answer your question, not really. I've had so much support. The bearded community is the first
Hell
ones
yeah.
that took me in on social media. I never even I had a personal Instagram. I had never even signed in, right? I didn't even know. So to create this, I didn't know what a hashtag was. I didn't know any of it. Whatever. Bearded community took me in. So when you were talking about those bombs earlier, I was like, those smell like I can smell them through here. They smell yum out. So you know what? And is that your friend that's doing that? The bombs? Or just a
One of our
company?
club members, from TriStar, his wife has a company that was making beard balms and oils and candles and stuff like that just on the side, and the stuff that she is putting together has become
So
so good
delish.
and so popular that everybody has been wanting it. And we got together with him and said, hey man, we would love to partner up with you guys. And he was like, yeah, I would love that. Absolutely. So I have been using his products before it had a fancy logo on it. So that's what
Mhm.
I use.
Yeah, love that, right?
And
Love it.
now the packaging is phenomenal. The stickers are phenomenal. The scents and the fragrances that they're getting
Oh
is
yeah.
just getting better and better. And when I brought it up to Mick, he was like, yeah, I would like to try it. So over the weekend, I brought him some of the samples and stuff that we have from Beard Apothecary to give out and let him pick through it. And he's like, yeah, I'm going to try this one. And
I'm
he
amazed.
told us Tuesday, he's like, I absolutely love this stuff. So before Mick talks about it, if anybody's interested in trying to win something, either an oil, a car diffuser, which I'm loving the car diffuser, or some of the butter, type in YouTube hashtag real smoke, and you'll be entered in a chance to win something from Beard Apothecary as well as Bella Dama Cigars. But anyway, sorry, Mick.
I would, you know
No,
what?
no.
I would love to, like, you guys, can you ask them to reach out to me and send me the samples? Because, maybe there's a collab there. Because, again, you have to understand the bearded community is the first one that took me in. So I do have an affinity for them for sure. And of course, who doesn't like something smelling nice? And you don't know, I could end up with a man that has a beard. That's highly probable. You never
Well,
know.
John, if you were on here, which he was on here earlier, John, if you were on here, reach out to Bella Dama Cigars and see if y'all can get something worked out. He is the person who runs the social media side of it. His wife is the maker of it. So another
Fabulous.
female, dominated brand
Yes.
who is making all
Yes.
the guys' beard smell amazing.
Yes.
Yeah, it's
That's
just crazy.
fabulous.
I'll be honest, I liked the hey, he is still on here. I liked the product I was using before, which is why I had like a stock of it and I hadn't really reached out to John yet. And then I got that sample. I probably won't even use the rest of what I had because I like his shit so much. Like it keeps everything. So like the other stuff would keep it for maybe like 3-4 hours. That stuff's like 8-10 hours and it still looks exactly the same and it still smells good. Like it's unbelievable. I'm probably
No
never going
way.
back.
It
It's
goes
that good.
that it gives you that kind of residual, like
Yeah, and it's still
8 hours.
still soft and
Dude,
shiny and for like 8 hours. It's unbelievable.
does it still smell yummy?
It still smells good.
Yes.
Yeah.
Huh.
It's crazy.
I
will
know
put-
I need to smell this. I will literally put it on my skin if it smells that good because you guys
Great.
know. No, you guys know the beard balm. I mean, that's so great, nourishing for your skin. That's how I got into this with Instagram. Someone said, "Let me send you some stuff." I go, I still have it. It's on my Instagram or my Facebook. I'm putting the balm on me because it was the balm. It's
I
fabulous.
got to take good
Like,
care of my. I got to take good care of my beard. It covers a lot of ugly. It's about all I have going for me. So I got to take good care of my
Oh,
beard.
Mick,
So.
stop already. Please. Don't make me throat punch you, and I've never
Well-
punched anyone.
John is on here. He says he is here, and he says he is just the beauty behind the genius. But I will say this: I get up.
yes, I love that. Or yeah, that works too.
I get up at 6:30 every morning to get the kid ready for school. So the first thing I do is when I go in there, I don't have any hair, but I use the beard balm for my beard and I use it for my hair. What little hair I do have. And by the time I actually get into my evening work, which is about 4 o'clock in the afternoon, my beard still smells like the product I put on it. It's not overly oily. It's not overly greasy. It's not something that, you have to worry about if your beard touches something that it's going to rub off on it. It just does what it's supposed to do. And it is absolutely fantastic. So anybody who's interested, check out beardapothecary.com for that information. But
And I love
it is
the name,
absolutely
too.
fantastic.
Like, count me
Oh, yeah,
in.
that's
I
great.
can't wait to learn more for sure.
Just like you reviewing a cigar, I always feel bad because you do a better job at it than me, and I get pissed off. But hey, great job! That is a great review of Beard Apothecary.
Do you guys notice that okay, so we could probably be on here for 2 more hours easy. We have veered off in every direction, right? That I don't even think we're ever going to get to key points. It's just not happening. We got for
It's a
Toys
great
for
show.
Tots. We got for Toys for Tots. That was the
Well-
most important part, for
well,
real.
The key points are just for people to get to know you. And in all reality, if everybody wanted to know what your cigar was, go to belladamacigars.com and find out what the wrapper binder filler is. This
Thank
is all
you.
about getting to know the person behind the brand. That way you guys can link the personality up with the cigars that you're smoking.
I
So
love
we're here to get to know
love
about
that.
you.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that.
It's Real Smoke. We
Real.
keep it real, and we kind of have an outline of what we want the show to look like. But really, once it starts, who the fuck knows where it's going to go? Like, we just do our
Mick.
thing and see where it goes.
Mick, you have me on who the fuck knows where it's going. The wild card, baby.
Yeah, I've
Hopefully
done
no
lost
children
track
are
of
out
where
there.
my notes are.
You
Me
what?
too.
What'd you say, Charles?
I said I've already lost track of where my notes are, so I'm just winging it from here on out.
Okay.
Me too.
I mean, okay. So the next question I was going to ask, that's actually in my notes, is you went from one line of cigars and upgraded them to a new factory, new blend, kind of the same blend, new taste. What is your new favorite? What is your favorites of your babies?
Ugh, this one is so hard.
You're
I'm
going to the humidor and you're going to grab a cigar. What are you grabbing?
grabbing the Jack.
Okay.
I wouldn't, and you know what? My King used to be the fave. It's still there, but I think why I don't go for the King is because normally I don't have that much time, right? So, and the King is a Toro. I've got the Robusto with the Jack, and the Jack used to be a sweet tip. I love the configuration of this Jack. I don't know, like Jack and I are having a love affair right now. So I like the Jack.
Well,
So
all
the
right.
Jack is my no, Jack's my jam. The JJ.
So let's say you walk to that humidor and for some reason there's no Bella Dama cigars in there. What are you grabbing?
Going for Oliva
My
Series
last
V.
question. Damn it.
I'm going for Oliva Series V or Diamond Crown Robusto. I think is it 52? It's 52 or number 5. No, number 5. Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Okay, so tell us about the Players Club. I do have that in there yet. That's something I want to know a little bit more about because I know Charles is a member. I've seen it all over your Instagram and I've seen some videos about it, but I don't know. I honestly don't know a ton about it. I want to know, should I join?
Yes.
I will say this.
Yes, you should.
Charles is not the only person in his family that's a member. I have a Bella Dama Queen in my family.
Okay.
I got called out on that. I had to take that down. That sucked. So Sophie, oh my beautiful Sophie. So yes, she is a player. She does have a shirt. She does have a certificate, but for FTA kind of thing, we had to take it down. I was really disappointed in that, and by the grace of God, Gabby Caffey from the Boutique Cigar Association brought it to my attention that we can't do that with minors. So
Right.
I was, but Sophie, yeah,
Well, that's the
she's
reason I
gonna
didn't.
forever be
That's
the
the reason I
mascot.
didn't say an age.
Yeah,
That's why I just
they,
said I have
I,
a daughter who is a part of it.
yeah, they wouldn't. I couldn't even do it, and no one knowing her age, right? And I'm glad that it was brought to my attention because you wouldn't know, but it could become something, right? And I didn't need to be put out of business.
Oh
So
yeah.
I really see this engine
Yep.
getting your back. I didn't take it offensively. I go, oh shit, I didn't know, right? So yes, so the Players Club. So I created the first of its kind incentivized program in the industry. And what it is it is a membership program, but you don't pay dues or fees or anything like that. You actually get stuff, like a lot of stuff. So you join and you receive 40% off your first 2 sample packs of Bella Dama's premium line. You can also add on the dealer select line, which I suggest you do at 3 sticks times 27 plus 40% off. Oh, come on now, just so you know, right? You can try it. And then you receive a Bella Dama, poker chip. It's all sorts of stuff. You receive a patch. I can't find it right now because this was last minute. It just says you receive a certificate, says you're interested in the Boutique Cigar Association or industry, specifically Bella Dama Cigars. But the main thing is, other than receiving your samples, is you receive 2 playing cards. So the playing cards are what you do to build a hand to have credits that end up in your wallet. So when you join the Players Club, you have your own portal. So if you have a code to give out to other people if they want to join, and then that goes as a credit towards you, and there are incentives. And then you have your own wallet. So I do. So let's start with that. So you have your own wallet. So anyone else you bring in, you get points and these sorts of things. You want to build a hand. I know there are people out there right now in the Players Club that are holding hands on me next level. One did cash in, but I know there's more. And we also do a social media giveaway every month. We did stop it while we were going through the transition. We're getting ready to reamp it again. And if you at Bella Dama Cigars and hashtag BDC Players Club in a post, you're going to post anyway what you love doing, right? So if you just post that, that counts as an entry. So every month we do, again, it's coming up again. We do giveaways, and I give away a lot, like the farm. I don't even know. So, yeah, so that's a Players Club. And there was one other thing I wanted to say about the Players Club, and I can't remember. Yeah, so you just get incentives. You have a plan, you'll get a plan, you get the whole thing. It says everything to incentivize you. We're not asking anything from you. Spread the word, and you're going to be paid next level with what we do for the Bella Dama Cigars Players Club. So we
Before
appreciate
the night's
people
out,
that-
I will be jumping on. I promise.
Thank you. It's
just
40% off, right? I mean, how could you go
how can you beat it?
wrong?
How about it? And I will say, holy shit! I wish cars would quit racing behind me. That'd be
I
great.
know.
But
Do you know what? It's okay. We're off the cuff. It's fine. Tonight
I
is
will
okay
say-
to be off the cuff.
I will say, from what I'm smoking tonight, I will definitely be ordering again. This is fucking outstanding. So
Thank you. Thank you so much. So appreciate you. And again, it's you could do the add-on. It's still 40% off. You can do the add-on for the budget line. And I would suggest, I say budget, dealer select line. I would suggest everyone do that because those sticks are premium sticks. They're just at a lower price point because how we're able to deal with the factory. There's nothing less than about them by any means.
That's great. That is
Yeah,
awesome.
I'm very excited about all of it. So yes, join the Players Club again. We have great camaraderie. I wish you know what, I had the patch thing, but we do give a. You should see. So if anybody's questioning what we do for monthly giveaways, go on Instagram, follow Bella Dama Cigars. You will see I give a lot away because I'm
Very nice.
grateful, appreciative for
Yeah.
you like reposting and advertising Bella Dama Cigars. Thank you for asking about that.
Absolutely. I'm going to mute myself because apparently the drag racing isn't stopped.
You know what? It's okay. Actually, Charles, I actually like this podcast because it's chill.
Oh, it's very, very chilled. And that's kind of one of the
You just
things I
have to
wanted to bring
accept
to it
it.
is, yeah, it's real smoke. It's really what's going
Real
on
smoke.
at the time.
Yeah.
And that is really why we're live on Instagram, we're live on YouTube. We don't edit anything. It's just what
Right.
happens. Jordan says, I'm going to join the Players Club as well. Awesome, Jordan.
Yeah. So what you do is so if you become a player, you receive a code, right, to share with other people, and then you receive incentives for that. But in the interim, it's new player. NEWPLAYER, new player. There's no cap sensitive thing or anything like that. And you'll see, we're building a really great community. I'm very excited about it. We are also, just so everyone knows, anyone who's listening, we are hiring salespeople nationwide now. We do have, I think, 6 or 7 in the country, like throughout the country. So there are still like different areas open. We don't put more than one person in those areas. So if anybody is interested in repping Bella Dama Cigars, we would love to hear from you and see what will work out.
It's a good pitch too. It's definitely a good stick for sure. I mean, I can't wait to get into some of the other ones. I am more of a
Me too.
deeper, darker kind of Maduro fan, but like I know
Yeah.
things pair at different times of the day with different things. So I'm excited to get into some of the other ones too.
I want you to hit, you know what I'd love you to do, Mick, is hit that jack up next.
Okay, I'll make that my next
Hit the
one. I'll tag
jack.
you in it.
And then go to the Royal.
Okay.
And then the King is going to be, I think it might be a little too bold, possibly because it is a Habano seed wrapper. We'll see. You know what I mean? But I can't wait to hear your thought process for sure.
I will tag you in it, or I'll personally DM you and let you know what I
so
think.
much.
I appreciate it.
Appreciate you. So what else, guys? We got anything else?
We got some hot box questions.
So before we head,
we have those things. That's right. You're gonna get me.
Before we head into the hot box questions, my last question for you is the future. We're closing out 2024. We're about to hit 2025. What is going on for Bella Dama Cigars in 2025? What do you want to happen for Bella Dama Cigars?
So I have a hurricane hangover. And during a new business, like during a relaunch, right, thing. So 2025, in the beginning, I want to just get everything in place the way that it should be, right? Without distractions. Then I do have another cigar on the horizon. I definitely want to launch. I'm not going to talk about it. And that will come out. I really, you know what, you guys, I just want to now be on shelves, be at places that people can purchase on the spot, right? And not just via e-commerce, right? Or private public events. So that is huge for me. And then, you know what, the sky's the limit. I have so much in my brain that who knows what could happen, you know?
Hells yeah.
But thank you for asking. Yeah, we could be revisiting this in 6 months and I could be doing something else to elevate. Not sure. For right now, we are in kind of a survival mode, just going through these hurricanes, right? We did just go through an administration change. So now let's see what the new year brings. And that will really define a lot of Bella Dama's trajectory, to be honest with you, even though I've fought all the other stuff. But it will.
I have no
We'll
doubt.
see.
No doubt you'll keep fighting, and we're here to support you any way we can.
Thank you, Mick, so much. I appreciate you. Was
So
that the
before
last
we move-
question, Charles? Wait, I
Yeah.
can't wait to hear.
So before we move into the Hotbox questions, we're going to say
Oh,
that the
God.
Hotbox questions are brought to you by Beard Apothecary. If you are
Beard.
interested in some of the best beard butter, beard oils, and car diffusers, and so much more, check out beardapothecary.com or visit them on Instagram at beard_apothecary. Again, as they say, your beards will thank you for it.
I just
So
love
the way
their
that we
name.
do the hot,
Their name alone.
it's fantastic. The way that we
It
do the
is.
Hotbox questions are simple. We have 10 questions. Mick's going to start it off, or Mick's going to start it off. We're going to ask you certain things. If there's a question that you don't really have an answer for, just say you don't have an answer for. If there's something that you want to pass, just say pass. Don't worry about the answer being too short, too long. It's literally whatever's on your mind. So, are you ready to get started?
Yeah, go.
And here we go.
All right, Mick, start us off.
Your favorite sports team?
Tampa Bay Lightning.
Have you noticed my
Nice.
hat tonight? Just asking. Oh.
I can't see it because I don't have my glasses on. What is it?
Pittsburgh Penguins.
Oh, you know what? Fuck off. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Just kidding. It's the only team I actually really root for is the Lightning.
All
I
right, so
love hockey.
I'm fucking up the Hotbox questions, but I went to the Penguins Lightning game last year in Tampa, and we sat in whatever that lounge is. I can't remember right now,
Yeah,
but there's the cigar
yeah.
lounge is in it.
Yeah.
I smoked
Yeah.
a cigar while watching warm-ups, and it was one of the coolest nights of my life. And the Penguins goalie scored a goalie goal that night when they had an empty netter. Coolest moment of my life, but was in the Tampa Bay Lightning arena. So anyway,
Well, next time you're
Look at
here,
that.
you better let me know, Mick. Okay.
I definitely will.
All right.
All right, question number 2. What is your favorite cuss word?
Fuck. Fuck.
What was
the
that
fuck
again?
off. Oh, fuck.
Love it.
Fuck that. Fuck this. Oh, fucking shit. Fucking A. Right. Okay. Go.
I feel a clip
Go.
coming. I feel a clip coming.
Don't do it. Please don't do that to me. Fuck that shit.
Aisle seat or window seat?
Oh, window, because I'm crashing out. Like I need to
Okay.
lean over. I don't want to lean over and somebody next to me. I'm leaning on that part of the plane and I'm falling asleep, chances are, because I'm exhausted.
Fair enough.
All right, what is your favorite joke?
Joke. Oh my God.
Oh, it can be the
Kate.
simplest as a knock-knock joke or a dad joke or whatever you got in mind. First joke that comes to mind.
Dating. And that's it. I leave it at that. I have
That's-
nothing to elaborate on. Sorry. It's the biggest
Okay.
joke ever.
All right, moving on. I love this one. Is cereal a soup?
A soup? You know what? I don't believe so. No,
Ah,
because you know what? Soup has a crunch out of the gate. So even if you put milk, you'd have to wait quite some time to get it soupy now. And it would still have too much consistency. It's not a soup. Final answer.
okay.
All right.
Okay.
If you could switch lives with any fictional character, who would it be and why?
Oh. Fictional. Not a person, a real person. A
Yep.
fictional person.
Nope. A fictional
shoot.
character.
Oh, Cinderella. I've already lived through the stepsisters. I've already lived through the stepmothers. I've already lived through the shit of abuse. I'll take Cinderella. Cinderella. I'll take Cinderella for the win.
Okay.
You're gonna have me singing that song now.
Cinderella, Cindy. You know if you have kids, Cinderella. I know. It'll mess with your head. And my youngest is 24, almost 25, and I still have it in my head. Yes, I'll take Cinderella.
Okay. What superpower would you want And why?
To be able to heal the sick.
That might be the
Wow.
most thoughtful one we've ever heard. And there she is again. That's great. All right, we'll take it. That's great.
Thanks. Thank you.
All right. What special skill or talent do you have that most people don't know about?
Gosh, not cooking because I think people know cooking. Special skill and talent. Oh, you know what? I can go. So part of my other business is e-commerce retail, right? So it's buy sell. So I can go and assess something and know what it's worth, and also know if it's worth, maybe if it needs some sort of like what do you call it? Like, I don't know, like cleanup or whatever, for lack of better words right now, because you have me on the spot. But so yeah, I could actually, yeah, that's it. My e-commerce retail and what I do for that.
Nice.
Buy, sell, retail.
I really thought you were going to hit a button there, Charles. I saw you flinch for a second, but you didn't do it. So we're good on that.
What's the button?
So-
I'm scared.
I'll DM you later.
Yeah, thank you, please.
So, would you rather accidentally send a nude to your mom or your boss?
I don't have a boss. So, you know what? Oh my God, my boss. My boss. My mother would die a bajillion deaths. So my boss. She doesn't even think I would do that. My boss. My boss. My boss. Mhm.
That's great.
You know
So
what?
the final question of the
Go ahead.
night is my final question of the night is my favorite.
Oh,
What is the
no.
best piece of advice? What is the best piece of advice you have ever been given?
Hold on. Let me think about this. Oh God. Now you're making me draw a blank because I know it. Oh, ready? This is from my mom. If I had to pick one, it will be this. I would rather have one slice of bread in peace than a loaf in misery.
I love it. That's
Wow.
phenomenal.
Those are facts. I learned that.
That's pretty deep. I like it. I like it.
Well, you got deep, you got messed up. I mean, you got all sorts of things. Like you have just a genre of effects here.
We're all over the place. That's what we do.
Yeah, for sure. You guys, you've been
So before
awesome.
we end
I
things
appreciate it.
tonight, we are going to go ahead and do our drawings. So I'm going to go ahead and refresh the page. We'll get it up on here. Let's see. While we do that one, if you've got any other questions, Mick, go ahead and ask away.
Oh,
Wow,
shoot.
putting me on the spot
You
now.
have more?
I don't think so.
I'm not allowed on the hot seat.
How about this, Charles? How about if there's anything you want to put out, your website, your Instagram, anything like that, while he's working on that, feel free to plug away because that's what we're here for, and we'll go from there.
You guys, there's Bella Dama Cigars. You can find us on Instagram. You can find us on Facebook. I don't keep necessarily my personal Facebook very personal, but I do in some regards. So I don't accept every request because you're only allowed to have so many people that are your friends on Facebook. But yeah, I appreciate all your support. Please like us, share, especially Real Smoke Podcast and Charles and Mick.
Hell
Share
yeah.
them as well.
There we go.
Can't wait to see who wins this. So exciting.
All right. So
I
here we
love
go.
giveaways.
So the first one we're going to give away is the Bella Dama cigar pack. So let's go ahead and our winner is
Ooh.
Rob
Rob.
the Cigars are.
All
Rob,
right,
congratulations.
Rob. Congratulations. And I am like a shipping Nazi. So it will go out to you tomorrow if you get your information to me or to Charles to me tomorrow. It will go out tomorrow. So congratulations.
That'll work. Rob, go ahead and send me your mailing address and stuff. I will shoot it to her, and we'll get that over there. The next one that we're going to give away is the item from Beard Apothecary. You can choose the beard butter. You can choose the beard oil, or you can choose the car diffuser. All you got to do is, if you win, send me a message letting me know which one you want with your mailing address, and we will get it to you. So the next one's going to be,
and if you don't want it, I'll give you my address.
Oh, look at all of them. I love your wheel. It shows all. Oh, yes!
Stogies. Stogies for Servicemen just won that one.
He does everything for everyone. Yes.
Does he have a beard?
Congratulations. So happy for him. Good job.
Phenomenal. Congratulations, everybody.
Yeah, for sure. He does everything for everybody. He really does.
Rob says, thank you very much. And Jordan says, awesome. So Rob, send me your information, as well as Stogies for Servicemen. Send me your information. Stogie says, give it to another no beard bit. Okay. So let's do this.
I was only playing, brother. I was only
playing. I've had this happen before, where people are like, just put it back in. I'm going to pass it up, right?
All right. So let's draw again. And we are going to, for the Beard Apothecary, we have Jordan. Jordan wins the Beard Apothecary stuff. So Jordan, send me your information.
Jordan.
We will get that out to you as well. Congratulations, Jordan, for winning.
Congratulations.
Just again, send me whether you want the car diffuser, the beard butter, or the oil, and we will get that to you as soon as possible. And he says, thank you, though.
Absolutely.
Jordan says, sweet.
Sweet.
And Stogie says,
sweet.
Congratulations.
I bet it smells sweet, too.
Yeah.
Oh, it smells fantastic.
Oh, that was so kind of you, doll. You're a great man.
Yeah. So, great people.
This has actually been the first giveaway that we've done. I've been trying to figure out how to do it. And when you said that you were wanting to give something away, it was like, okay, it's time to figure out how to do it. So thank you for being willing to give away some stuff. And thank you to Beard Apothecary for giving away some awesome products as well.
Right? I love it. Thank you. No, you know what? Look, now this is just going to continue to get bigger and bigger and bigger, right? You look how far you've come. I'm so excited for you guys.
Yeah, we want to promote great people like you as well. We appreciate it. It's this is why we do this. We just love this community, and we help each other out. It's phenomenal.
All right, well, look, bitches, you just better have me on if I go through, like, I don't know, a special thing, another year from now, an anniversary. Don't forget me.
We got you.
And Tampa Bay Lightning, go Lightning! I hope they're winning right now. The only allegiance I have.
Jordan says, thank you to Beard Apothecary. He said, you may get me lucky with my wife.
Great response. I hope so, doll. Make sure you advertise that
Chantel,
stuff.
I just want to thank you personally for jumping on here with us. It's been a pleasure, and it's been an honor. So we appreciate you taking the time to jump on here and have a good time with us.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me.
Great meeting you personally.
Nick,
for real
now. Right?
Yeah. Amazing time. We greatly appreciate your time, and it was a great fun interview. So thank you
so much. Well, I'll see you again soon, I'm sure. Thanks,
Absolutely.
guys.
Absolutely.
Thank you very much. Have a great night.
You too.
Yep. Man, that was fun.
That was a fantastic interview. Absolutely love
Yeah.
that one.
Totally off
So
script and one of the most fun.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things. Again, I absolutely love the fact that we have a guideline to go by, and then sometimes I can look over and say, "To hell with the guideline, let's just start talking." And some of the best times that we've had, and whether it's been with on here or with TriStar, some of the best interviews is when it's been like, let's just screw the interview and let's just straight go up for just having a good time. So, absolutely love that.
Yeah, we said for minute one when we started this that we want kind of an outline, some structure, but you know what? We don't want to script a fucking podcast. Like we want to just have fun with it, see where it takes us, and enjoy the journey along the way. And that's what we've done since minute one. And some of them go further off script than others, but man, that was a fun interview. It was a good time.
So we do have an speaking of that, we do have something to stay on script. We have a cigar review to do.
Are you making me go first again?
You know it. I mean, come on.
All right, let's get it started. All right, so pre-light, I on the nose was dark baking chocolate. A lot of chocolate on the nose. A little bit of hay. The cold draw, I was getting basically brownies and almonds, if that makes sense. First third, I got a dark chocolate, black pepper, almond, nutty, and light baking spices. Second third, I got chocolate, pepper, a little bit of earthiness, more of the baking spices in the almond, and the final third, I got dark cocoa with baking chocolate, pepper, and earthy. For pre-light experience, 13 out of 15. Flavor, 22 out of 25. Smoking characteristics, 24 out of 25. I gotta go back to that. The ash literally hung on the whole time until I tried to kill a spider that was landing on me. So it was pretty outstanding construction. Overall impression, I got a 28 out of 35. I would absolutely buy a box of them. That was a great smoke. Total smoke time was an hour and a half. My overall is an 88 out of 100.
88 out of 100.
Yes, sir.
All right. So, as everybody knows, I do all of my cigar reviews off of the Cigar Public format, just to make it easy and to make it concise with what I already do. So, let's go ahead and get into that one. I said on the body, I got sweet, fruit, and plums. On the foot, I got tobacco, chocolate, and a sweet tart note. There was a slight sweet tart note that is like, I couldn't pinpoint it, but the closest thing I could think of was Halloween candy sweet tarts. On the cold draw, I got Tootsie Roll, cocoa powder, and a slight nutty note. When I took a draw off the cold draw, the first thing that I thought about was Halloween candy Tootsie Rolls. And it was like, yep. Hell yeah, enjoy that. So again, mine are a little bit longer winded, so I apologize. On the light, dark chocolate, nuts, retro is a slight chocolate sweetness, mild black pepper. Into the first, notes up front are chocolate brownie mixed with a slight nutty note and finishes with a slight earth in the background. The retro is dark chocolate, slight cinnamon, red pepper notes, reminds me of a Mexican hot chocolate. Smoke is thick, burn is straight, medium plus strength, medium plus body. Ash is good, held all the way through the second end or the second third. Into the second, more baking chocolate. Notes not as sweet as before, but notes of baking spice, pecans, and a slight earth. Retro brings out the baking spice, the earth, and a slight bitter coffee. All the pepper notes are gone. Burn had a little bit of a run that needed to be touched up and be corrected. Thick smoke, but less creamy as before. Medium plus body, medium plus strength. In the final third, another slight touch up. Notes now are slightly bitter, but not bad at all. Bitter baking chocolate, black coffee, baking spice with a slight touch of earth. Retro is coffee, slight earth, a little black pepper in the background. Smoke is thinned out a little bit. Could use a little more sweetness on that finish. The construction, I gave a 17 out of 20. The draw, a 15 out of 15. Perfect draw. The burn was a 13 out of 15. Flavor complexity, a 17 out of 20. Flavor enjoyability, a 17 out of 20. Smoke output and texture, 4 out of 5. Overall experience, 4 out of 5. Strength was a medium. Intensity and body, medium plus. A total of an 87. You gave it an 88, which comes out to a combined score of an 87.5. We rounded up, so it's Real Smoke score for this cigar is an 88.
Hell yeah.
So not bad. Now, I will say this. We have never had an owner stick around in the green room to actually listen to this. So I'm over here watching. And
let's bring her back on.
Oh, she can't hear.
I think she just said fuck.
I think she just did too.
She didn't expect us to bring her back on.
She did not. Can you hear anything now?
Can you hear me now?
Oh, she can't hear.
I
want
to know what she
But anyways,
thought.
It would have been great to know what she thought. But let me just say this. You have made the comment before that our reviews are getting closer and closer. And I kept smiling when you kept saying Baker's chocolate, 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 chocolate. And it's like, okay, I'm getting the same thing. And you brought out that nutty flavor. You said almonds, I said pecans. So, and then you score an 88 and I got an 87. So we are, Chantel says she cannot hear us. She's in the background, but we'll wave at her and she's gone. So the Real Smoke podcast gives this one an 88. We'll post that one up there. It was a fantastic cigar. I do like the new blend. So great job, Bella Dama Cigars.
Yeah, I truly enjoyed it the whole way through. I got to say, midway through the second into the final third was my favorite part because it really started blending all of those flavors together. It was my favorite part of the cigar. It was outstanding.
I 100% agree. To me, the right before it hit the final third was where I enjoyed it the most. I enjoyed a lot of the sweet notes up front in the first third. I absolutely loved the brownie notes. I mean, it reminded me of a good brownie. I enjoyed that in the second third. The bitter coffee part in the final third, I get that in a lot of final thirds on cigars, so that's nothing. That's why I said it's becoming a little more bitter, but that's not a bad thing. It kind of rounded it out to where there was something other than just that brownie note. So
yeah, it was kind of weird that we both said brownies, and I actually originally wrote Tootsie Roll on that, and I changed it to what did I put in that first third? And I was like, damn it, I'm actually getting close to this, dude. And you're like the mecca of like rating cigars, so I feel good about it. But yeah, brownies and almonds. Yeah, and I'm like, holy fuck, I'm almost there. But it was good, man.
There we go. We're syncing up. So. That works. So you ready? Do you got some stories for us for some Memphis news?
I do. I got a couple quick ones, and we can close this out, brother.
So let's jump into Meanwhile in Memphis. And Meanwhile in Memphis is brought to you by the TriStar Herf Crew. If you're interested in a great social cigar club that is not only reaching across the state of Tennessee, but also trying to reach across anywhere that you're willing to hang out with us and smoke. We meet every Tuesday on Zoom to relax, chill out, have a good cigar, and maybe a nice drink, and just fellowship with all of our brothers and sisters of the Leaf. We also meet up a couple of times a year in person to basically do the same thing. So if you're looking for a great cigar crew to hang out with, check us out at TristarHerfCrew.com online or on Instagram at TristarHerfCrew. So let's get into the wild world of Memphis.
So my first story is I was in the middle of a war. Truck driver ducks as bullets hit his vehicle at Memphis gas station. Memphis, Tennessee. A man who stopped at a gas station along South 3rd to fill up his truck on Sunday night left with bullet holes in his driver's side door and a blown out tire. The driver, who did not want to be identified, said he was pumping gas at the fill and go when someone opened fire. I was in the middle of a war. I was like, wow, said the victim. I ducked, heard the ping, and just put my car in drive and drove with my head down. Yeah. He ended up with a flat tire and a hole in his door. Yeah.
What the fuck?
If anyone knows anything about this shooting, please call this number. All right.
Meanwhile in Memphis.
And the second one for the night. 3 women were caught in a stolen Maxima with stolen merchandise. Memphis, Tennessee. 3 women were arrested Tuesday after police say they were caught shoplifting in a stolen car with a fake tag. I'm not going to say the names, but they were taken into custody outside the Family Dollar in East Memphis. This gets better. They were charged with theft of property, vandalism, after forging a tag, possessing a vehicle with an altered serial number. All 3 were charged with possessing tools to interfere with anti-theft security devices. Police said a white 2017 Nissan Maxima was stolen from Sam's Club in a dark colored... Oh, wait. How did half of it get cut off? The Maxima driver pulled up next to the woman, and a man dove into it and stole the car. They say that it had several items from the Family Dollar concealed inside of her purse, a generic key fob programmed to operate the stolen Maxima in her pocket. Officers said they recovered a large amount of presumably stolen merchandise inside the vehicle, upwards of $7,000. Police say some of the items still had security devices on them. They also found a large magnet to remove the security devices that was sitting on their center console. Police said they also located a fraudulent odometer disclosure statement in the glove box. The paperwork is used to obtain the vehicle registered fraudulently. The Maximum had several bullet holes in the roof and was missing a piece of the trim on the front passenger side. And I don't even know where to go from there. But yeah, so there's Meanwhile in Memphis.
Wow.
Can't make it up, man.
It's always fun to find out, when you start every one of them with, and bullets were shot, or the car had bullets holes in it, or
every one of them. Yeah. It's just absolutely craziness.
Some people would think that you didn't live in the U.S.
It is another world down here, brother.
Well, as we always say, meanwhile in Memphis.
Meanwhile in Memphis.
That's awesome. Oh, well, great show.
Great show.
Fantastic guest.
Absolutely.
Great cigar.
Hell yeah.
So next week we have, and again, for a podcast that was going to do 1 or 2 a month, let's go for another week in a row. Next week we have our next guest, Luke Cross with Lure Cigars, and we're going to be smoking the Brown E Trout. I keep getting told that this is a fantastic cigar, and I've been waiting to smoke it. So this one has been sitting in the humidor since he sent them. So I'm extremely excited about, being able to get into that and see what that one's like. So I know you love it.
Amazing smoke. Yeah, it's one of my, I would say at this point, one of my top 4 or 5 for this year.
Awesome. Well, everybody join us next week for that interview with Lou Cross. I know a lot of you know him and love his cigars. So join us next week for that one. Congratulations to our winners, Rob winning the cigars from Bella Dama Cigars and Jordan winning the Beard Apothecary prize of your choice, I guess, because I guess you get to pick whatever you want. So all of y'all hit me up and we'll get that situated. So anything else you want to add to tonight?
Man, I just had a blast as always, and amazing guest, and yeah, just a great night. I appreciate everybody that's followed Mr. 2000. We'll be in touch here soon as I get off the podcast. And yeah, just keep hitting that subscribe button, that follow button, and we appreciate all of you.
Once again, congratulations to Cigar Low Gambino on being Mr. 2000. We absolutely appreciate anybody who follows us on there. Make sure that you check us out, and I might as well go ahead and go do the regular closing. All of our information, follow us on Instagram at Real Smoke. Subscribe to us on YouTube at Real Smoke, and listen to us on Spotify at Real Smoke Podcast. Special thanks to all of our sponsors at Cigar Public. Cigar Public. You can find them at cigarpublic.com or on Instagram at Cigar Public. Can't thank Beard Apothecary enough for everything that they do to help support us. So go check out beardapothecary.com or on Instagram at Beard Apothecary or at Beard_Apothecary. And TriStar Herf Crew Cigar Club. You can find us at tristarherfcrew.com or on Instagram at TriStar Herf Crew. So until next week, I hope everybody has a wonderful evening. Thanks for everybody who joined us and is still joining us on here, because we still have people jumping on. Go watch us live. Go watch us on replay on YouTube. Make sure you subscribe to us. Let's try to get those numbers up. And if you're somebody who likes to listen to podcasts, help us get those numbers up on Spotify as well. Mick, I want to thank you for jumping on here again on another wonderful Thursday Real Smoke Podcast Day. And I will say that we do have a few cool little items coming up that will probably be popping up in some of our Instagrams for like a one-day sale, just through some companies that we're working with that's willing to do some online T-shirts and hats and things like that. So if you're interested in Peanut the Squirrel, which everybody seems to love Peanut the Squirrel, stay tuned. We've got some good stuff coming for that one. So thanks again to everybody, and thanks again, Mick.
Much love, fam, and appreciate you, brother. Let's talk soon, man.
That'll work. Hope everybody has a great night. We out.